Good morning, everyone watching us this great day. Thank you for allowing us into your space. And today I wish to meditate on these words of Exodus chapter 19, verse 5, that says, "Now if you obey me fully and keep my covenant, then out of all nations you will be my treasured possession." And the small title that I want to draw from that text is that God rewards obedience. Sometimes God asks us to do things that do not make sense at all. It doesn't seem logical. It doesn't fit our budget. It doesn't line up with our schedule. Many times when God is trying to ask you to do something, it may not really look fair. It may not consider your schedule and the time you may have. But God is calling us today. God wants us to go back to school sometimes, even at age 40 years old. And you're looking at it and saying, maybe it's not time for me to go back to school. God may sometimes bless you with some money, and then he commands you that he wants you to give the same money as a gift to somebody else. Or he brings a situation that is needy. You come across it and you're supposed to help. He's asking you to do that, and you are saying that, God, I was working so hard or saving a certain amount of money so that you may be able to achieve a dream you have had for a long time. Even though God knows your dream and knows your project, he has instructed you otherwise with the blessing that you have received from him. Sometimes you are wondering that, God, is it really you who wants me to abandon what I have been waiting for all these years and do something new that you have just brought my way? Sometimes you have done some kind of business for a long time, and God is commanding you to change the business you are doing. And you may be arguing with God and saying that, Lord, maybe this business is the only thing I know how to do. Many times when God asks us to do things, we often overanalyze and we want to debate, looking at it only in the natural. We end up making excuses, talking ourselves out of it, and we finally are convinced that that maybe could not be God. But if you are going to reach your highest potential, you have to have a bold obedience. That means you obey even when you don't understand. You just do it even when it doesn't make sense. That's what faith is all about. If you can understand everything and have the time and money, and it's all lined up, then that doesn't really take any faith. God will ask you to do things that seem far out, unusual, not practical at all. With every act of obedience, there is a blessing attached to it. When you do what you know God wants you to do, a blessing will follow. God rewards obedience. My prayer for us, my brothers and sisters this day, today, may God help us to choose to obey him. Let go of trying to reason it out in your mind and choose to trust God. Thank God because of his faithfulness and his rewards that come with true obedience. May God help us to walk an obedient life. Let's not use our intellect to reason out what the Lord is directing us to do. Let us not be discouraged by onlookers who may also support the thought that maybe God does not know what you really, really need. Our God knows it all. And this is the word of the Lord. Have a blessed day as you meditate on these words.